Yeah. Hey, ladies. Can you hear me? Mhm. Hey, ladies. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, real live. It's gonna be a real. Hey, ladies.
Turn yours now. I'll turn it down.
Yes, we can hear you guys. We were on mute. Okay.
Can you hear them?
Uh,
We on the live now, so we're streaming live. Can you hear the
Thank
music?
you. Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear them.
You can hear them pretty good?
Not over here. I can hear them.
No.
Probably starting so far back. They get booed up. Yeah. Yeah. If you need to turn the floor to get some stuff in to the shop more.
I was looking at it. In the background,
But,
in the back.
yeah.
Like we said, I think I like the full screen.
See, I'm so far behind. They run so far behind all my lives. Okay. Then, okay. Okay. Yeah. We'll be good. Yeah, Lord, three or something.
We might
There
need
you
to.
go.
Yeah.
What is that?
Hey guys, just chime in, get in the box, and the
Yeah.
comments. Let us know where you coming in from. I guess we're getting set up.
Ah.
See how far behind we are? Okay. Come here and see.
Okay,
That's it. I'm trying to move. All right. Can you all hear us pretty good?
good day, lady.
Blackberries, blueberries, and blackberries. Get a bowl, get a plate. Maybe I'm there. So we played some music today, but we put up here, we do not own any rights to any of this music. So this should give us our credit. Give the credit to who it goes to the name. You got us something to drink? Like guys got us.
Oh, that's the from
Yes, girl. We gonna show y'all some stuff after we get through this right
Can you start talking?
here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes,
I love some Kevin Richardson.
yes.
Oh, I love
Happy
his
Sunday.
music. His music is the jam. Love his music.
Yes. Is y'all got an echo on y'all phone? Y'all, think- let me see.
Can you guys hear an echo?
We
You
don't
got
hear. We don't hear.
Are we echoing on you outside?
if you have your Facebook on with this on, it's gonna echo. You can hear it all through the thing. Yeah, because we can hear it.
Or maybe it was just us for that moment.
If I was,
Yeah, I can't hear it anymore. I don't know.
What about now?
Can't hear it. No.
It's better.
All right.
So, any of our viewers, guys are up here, if you can hear it on your end, let us know.
It just sounds like somebody. He's like, y'all get with it. Okay. We want to welcome everybody to TeNecia and ShaKeya. Happy Easter. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Happy Sunday in April. Thank you so much for joining on with us. We're up here today doing our dialogues that we do. We're so happy today to have the Kings from Alabama with us today. But before we get started with that, we're going to go ahead and do our preliminary stuff that we do on Sundays. And we do this just to protect ourselves with all these infringing rights that's going on. So Kia does great with that. So we're going to let her go ahead and do that. That's her segment part. She gets that. Then we're going to jump slam into this because we got two guys up here today. We know this conversation is going to be good. So we want to give them a lot of time so we can have time for this one today. There we go.
I don't know why she thinks so good with this, but really all I say is that I am not a therapist. I'm not licensed to give out any advice to people. All we do is we get up here, guys, and we just be talking to you guys. Some information we just hear, some stuff we just talk. We just get up here talking. We're not therapists. We're not giving anybody no type of stuff to go out here and live off of. We just adults that come here and discuss issues, real life stuff that's going on in people's lives. That's it. You know, so if you 18 and younger, if you below the age of 18, and you know these conversations aren't for you, just keep scrolling, log off, exit stage left, and hey, but as adults, we sometimes need to have uncomfortable conversations about some things so we can get together and do that. You know what I'm saying? Comfortable space to encourage some people and do, you know what I mean? Move on with our day. That's it.
That's all we're here to do today.
That's
it. Since we got that out the way, we do not own any rights to any music you may hear in our background or in the other guy's background whatsoever. Okay, any kind of topics that come up, these are not topics that we have created. Like kids, these are topics that go on in the world every day. We see the talk about. So if you have any birthdays, any shout outs, or anything you want to put up there, put them in the comments. Let us know where you're chiming in from. Like and share us out there. We ain't trying to get no posts or no extra money or nothing like that. We're just trying to let y'all know some stuff that y'all may not know, or you may already know, but you're scared to talk about. But we got the guts to talk about it. Hey, and guess what? We got some guys from Alabama that said, "Say it with your chest."
Say it with your chest. Put your
yes. They gonna say it with their chest.
Stick your chest out and say it with some.
For sure.
So guess what? They make us brave enough to say it too. So we want to introduce them. We're gonna let them introduce themselves. We don't have no what's in the news because guess what? Everything is in the news.
We are the news.
We are the news. So that's the news today. We the news. So there y'all go. Y'all got the floor. Introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about y'all podcast, who y'all are. And we just so happy to have y'all with us. And we're going to go ahead and get into this topic today.
Go ahead, bro.
My name is Kelvin May from Birmingham, Alabama. I am one half of the Say It With Your Chest podcast. It's a safe place for men to discuss dialogue in our everyday lives, whether we be single, fathers, not fathers, whatever. It's just a safe place for us to be able to congregate and express our views.
And I am Roderick Williams, better known as Sean from Domino's. I'm the other half of Say It With Your Chest podcast. And like he just said, our podcast is just a safe place for men to be able to express themselves with no backlash. So.
All right. Okay, so there we go. So I guess what we was trying to figure out on what our topic was going to be about. And me and ShaKeya had discussed some stuff yesterday, really, about how we're going to jumpstart this podcast. And then we had to to them about some stuff. But we had a dialogue talking about a lot of different things on what we want to talk about. And I think the main thing we wanted to get into was discussing was if the person is right for you or not. Sometimes we don't know if we are with the right mate or not, or if that woman is the right woman for that man, or if that man is the right man. I said it wrong.
Yeah, because that ain't the topic.
No, yeah, but we talked.
Oh.
That's what we was discussing.
Oh, okay.
If either person is right for the other.
Right.
Then we got into talking about sometimes when we get together with that mate, we may have children outside of the relationship that we bring into.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought blended families would be something good to talk about today. All of us probably got them. If we don't have blended families, we may be a part of a blended family, or just what. So I'm married. I've been married, and what I understand is I had to bring my son into a marriage, and he brought his kids into a marriage. Sometimes those things can be a little difficult. So I guess we talk about it today. So we want to pass the baton to y'all today. Let's talk about it. Okay. What you thinking? What you thinking, ShaKeya? You want to dispound some of the bit, or what you thinking?
No, I'm ready for it, because that is a topic that a lot of people do not talk about a lot, because it could be a very uncomfortable conversation for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a product of a blended family, and I married into, I blended my family together as well. So, it can be a struggle. So a lot of people don't want to talk about it because, you got many different labels that you want to label kids. You got some people that feel differently about how you label the children. Oh, I don't call them step kids. They are my kids. And then some people call them step kids, and people call them bonus children. Some people just don't even call them at all, because it's just difficult. They had a difficult time with those kids. So it's a very, very difficult and touchy situation. It's not an attack on anybody. We're not coming for anyone when we have this conversation. It's just it could be a good conversation. It could be very touchy for some people. So we don't get in your feelings. We all just having a conversation. That's all it is. I just want to get that out there. Okay. So I'm ready for it. I'm excited because, we all been there. We all are in that situation. It's TeNecia, I am. I think Mr. Roderick said he's a part of that situation. I don't know whether Kelvin is or not, but so we can all help each other here.
That's right. So what y'all got? Come on, Kings. Be ready. The floor is yours.
Well, I am part of a blended family. I also came from a blended family. Mm-hmm. I am the oldest of 4. My mom had 3 more after me. And when it came to that part of that part of my life, I always felt like my mom put the other kids' father before me. So at whatever grade it is, however old, on my way to 9th grade, I left. I just ran away and I moved with my dad. And I also have a blended family of my own where my oldest she just turned 19 Friday. Happy birthday, Levay. So I came into the relationship that I'm in with 1, and she had 2, and we had 2 together. So we have a 19, 16, 11, 4, and 3. So I have a total of 5.
I am a product of a blended family where my mom already had my older brother before she married my dad. And I never looked at my brother as anything else than, my brother. That's the way I was raised. And I never heard my father say his stepson. It was always his son. So that's kind of how I was raised. So that's how I basically would look at it. Even if I were to date with someone or marry someone that had a family, I believe that once I would be in a relationship, those are just my children, not a stepchild, a side child, bonus child, whatever you want to call it.
Wow.
Well, and my dad's side of the family, and I may be biased because this is just the way that I was raised. My dad's side, if you mess over some kids, they don't care whether they're your kid or not. They will scorn you, like they will really do you bad. They will take the kids in and kick you out. Them kids had nothing to do with the family, and that's just how we was raised. Is kids don't have any fight in the battle, so you were supposed to take care of them kids no matter what. That's just how it was raised.
I don't know if it was. Say that last part again, because I didn't catch that. You said kids didn't have any what?
The kids don't have a fight. Don't really have a fight in the battle. So my family, my dad's side of the family is they always make sure that you take care of the kids, whether the kids are yours or not. And they will disown you before they disown some kids that are not even part of the family.
Oh
If
yeah,
you bring if you bring some kids into the family and you and that person don't work out, dude, you still are part of the kids' lives. And that's just how I was raised.
yeah, and that's like an old school thing too. But you don't find the thing about it now. You don't find a lot of people that have that mentality. You know, when especially if a relationship was cut off. Oh, that person and your kids, especially if they didn't belong to you, that person and the kids that's yours, bye. See you later. I mean, to both of them. That's how people think now. You know what I'm saying? So that was really like that's the old school thinking. Like,
Just bring them all in.
yep, they bring them all in and they take care of them all the way till grown age, as if they was there.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Lord.
Yep. So
But it is, and I guess with the way the way the world is today, and conversations that we're having about relationships or other things like that, it's hard for us to my little dog wants to play. It's hard for us to gain not acceptance but gain the responsibility of trying not to, let me see if a better word put this, trying not to bring a stressor on everything when you don't know if that person is really right for you with your kids. You see what I'm saying? And that becomes a problem too, because that just because that person is right for you don't mean that your children are going to very much accept that person in your life. Some kids, they'll say, oh, you taking too much of my mama's time. Oh, you taking too much of my dad's time. And they can't get that from that if you blended families in together. And you don't, as a mother, I did not want my kids, I didn't want my bonus kids, I didn't want their father not to be in their life. I didn't want the other mother looking at me like you're the reason why my kids can't be involved with their father, or my father can't be more interactive with my kids because you were there. You see what I'm saying? And then vice versa. I didn't have, my son's father was not to the point where he's gonna come and disrupt my household because I have somebody here with his son. You see what I'm saying? So as a perspective for, not for all women, because doing these podcasts, we understand and knowing everybody is different. Just because I feel I can't speak for all women, and just because you feel some way, you guys feel some way, you speaking for all men.
right.
So that's something, some things that that we face. How do you interact with that? I mean, how would you say you interact with the other person coming in and they're not exactly correct for, they're correct for you, but not be correct for your kids? How do you deal with that, or as a father?
Well,
I'm typing in the chat box.
Well, I had this one. My life is wrapped around my kids. So if we don't work out, if we work out, and you and the kids don't work out,
y'all don't work out.
we don't work out. I mean, and that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I had a relationship some years ago, and the lady that I was with, something had happened, and I know what it was. My daughter's mom called and asked me for some money to keep her lights on, and I was like, all right, cool. So I gave her the money. Now I don't know if I gave her the money, but when they didn't pay. And so the lady that I was with, she was like, why would you give her the money for the light? I was like, because my daughter lived there. And she was like, well, why don't we just go get her and she live with us? And I was like, so we're gonna change our everyday lives. You work, I work, and we just gonna change our everyday lives to go get my daughter when I can just pay the bill. And I don't mind, and this is just how I am. I don't mind paying if my daughter gonna reap the benefits of what something that I have to do for her, and somebody else reap the benefits off of it, and so be it. Because I have to take care of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like,
Anyway.
she got a little salty. So she was like, so if my birthday came up and she called and asked for the same thing, would you put my birthday on the back burner to help pay the bills over there? Yeah. Because the lights gonna be cut off. Your birthday can be on the Thursday. I can pay that money on the Thursday and I can give you a gift the next week. And she didn't like that. So I cut off. And it may have been wrong, but that's just, just how I am. I'm gonna rock. I'm gonna rock with my kids all the way.
Right. Understandable. It's a guy that I follow on TikTok, and he talks about all these different types of relationship issues. And um, I remember him saying he talks about this Steve Harvey book a lot. I remember we were talking about that last Sunday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he brought up how a woman should allow the man. You know how I'm a prime example of this. I did not let when I was dating. I I thought that it was like appropriate for me not to let anybody that I'm dating to see my daughter, um, unless we dated for some time now, because you don't know if it was going to work out, and you don't need all these uncles. Because you remember back in the day, they were uncles,
Yeah.
meeting your kids. You know you know what I'm saying? Because she was like, "Well, how many uncles do I got?"
What did you say you got? I ain't think one grandma.
Oh, I mean, dang, how many uncles I got? So
Ain't none of them been to the family reunion.
I was really big on that, so I did not let her meet any of my boyfriends unless we talked for like months and months. I mean, we really had to talk for a long time. Well, the guy, of course, that was in Steve Harvey's book. I forgot like how long he said you should wait. But the guy was like, listen, you're going to build a relationship with a man, hold out on this man for 90 days. He talked about 90-day thing too. But when it comes to the kid, he said, you're going to build a relationship with this man, get to know this man, like this man. Then this man get to know your kid, and the kid know the man like each other. And for what? You better let that man that kid when you meet that man. So I was thinking about it, and I'm sitting here listening to it live, and I'm like, "Dad, this man is making some good points." I can't remember all the points he was making, but just to listen to, I said at first he's an idiot, but as he was like really talking, breaking it down, as he was breaking it down, I was like, you know what? It has to make some sense because you build a whole relationship basically in days with this person, all for them to get together, and the kid don't match. They not matching, and you ultimately you gonna pick your kid over this man.
So that's right.
But now you done got feelings that you got to unravel and patch back up and send him on his way because you're gonna pick your kid first. So I was like, hey, he making some. Yeah, maybe I should. So that was.
Could it be that the kid? It could have been that the kid not messing with that person on purpose.
It could be. Now that was my question to you. Like, so what do you Now, that was my perspective. Now, that's what he was saying. He was saying, like, maybe the kid is trying to say, you ain't about to be close to my mama. Or,
Get out.
right. So, how do you deal with children who are being vindictive on purpose?
Yeah, on purpose.
Versus they really just, you're trying to blend these families together, and you got this hard-headed kid that's like, I bet you I'll run your ass away. And I bet you I do it on purpose. Versus them two just not, the kids just not, they can't get it together.
It's a good one too, because like you said, when you try to blend the families together, not to cut across. Y'all got us on. I heard echo. Y'all phone more. Who's on the phone too?
It's on speaker. If we got it on speaker, not default.
Oh, that's why.
What is it?
He said it's on speaker.
Oh, okay. All right. The thing with that, it would be that when do you know when to blend those? Like kids said, I'm gonna give my example, then I'm gonna let you do y'all. So we have two examples of women in the yard. Okay, if that's okay, is that okay? I want to do the train of thought. Okay. When Shaquan was small, he was smaller, and I lived across the border, the river. Okay, I dated guys. Now Shaquan, if he didn't like the guy, that was it. The guy did not come. If my son didn't like him, 4 or 5, if he didn't like you, you absolutely didn't come back. Not because I didn't tell you to come back, because it was like, this son hard-headed. He's mean. You know what I'm saying? He would say stuff and do stuff, but I trusted him enough, being a single parent, that I guess I trusted him enough to know, okay, well, DJ, but what was wrong or whatever. He was like, I just don't like it. It was like, okay, kids have on stuff that you ain't seeing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say from all women, from my standpoint, I picked up that he knew I probably would like. You know what I'm saying? So at what time, like Kia had asked the question, when you doing that you know that's probably a right person for your kids to be around, and how much time they should have there. My son ain't had no choice. I ain't had no babysitter, so if I had somebody over, if he didn't come down here with my mom, he had to be right there in the living room with that TV with us. You couldn't do nothing. He was my safeguard. You done right here, see the child right here, he ain't going no further than right here. So that was my safeguard. So the question to Kia asked you was, remember?
How do you decipher, like, when, like you said, you're going to choose the kid every time? How do you decipher when the kid is being real, like the kid and the adult is not matching up? They're not getting along, versus, okay, I need to choose my kid and walk away, or I need to sit my kid down and say, hey, get it together. I know you're doing this on purpose. Because some adults notice that. Some parents notice that it's the kid right off the gate, and they got to sit that joker down and get it straight. Versus some people who notice it, and they automatically choose the kid and say bye-bye to the other one, So, like, that was my question. Like, how do we speak out for that? Do you know?
I really wouldn't know, because my oldest daughter, she really wasn't like that. She was real laid back. She's a very good judge of character. So she's never been the type to like lash out or like do anything vindictive. It'll just be on some, hey, me and such and such, we're gonna go out, her kids gonna go out, you wanna go? She gonna be like, nah, I don't wanna go. Anything. But she wouldn't do anything just outright to hurt a relationship that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really can't speak on that because
yeah.
What about you, bro?
I don't have children, but I have been the guy that has been dating a woman and she has kids, but it's never come to that point where the kid didn't openly show that they didn't like me. Or most times, they were the kind of women, like you said, that you don't even get a chance to meet them until you're, you know, deeper into a relationship. You're not. And if I did meet them, sometimes it was just kind of, you know, this is my friend, and you know, it goes on like that. But I've never even had that issue. And if your kid don't like me, then they don't have to choose me.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, like when I was dating, when I used to be I used to love dating. I used to just not like be on a lot of women, but just the art of dating. And it always any woman that didn't want me to meet her kid right off, I really loved it. Like that really did something to me. Anyone and if two things that I really like. If you don't let me come to your house and pick you up, if you want to meet somewhere, that was a good check mark for me because that means you got good sense. And two, if you don't want me to meet your kid for a while, like that was just always, I always thought that was real noble of women who did that. And the woman that, hey, we finna go to the movies or we gonna go to my house and watch a movie and all the kids there, and this is the first date. No.
Be like, oh, come on in. Let me. Oh goodness, that's little Billy. That's little Sammy. That's little.
Yes.
Come over here, got the come over the first time they. I don't want my good shirt over here. They got Cheetos stains all over my baby shirt.
And then when all of them are juniors, like how many juniors you got? Everybody can't.
Charles Jr., Lamont Jr., John Jr.
Like how many juniors you got?
I got like 4 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes it depends on the demographic area that you live in. Just like we live in, you know, a small town, a country town, the area that we live in. Like you said at the beginning, it's those older people, you know, older generations that did that. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, they blended those people together, whether they work together, you know, work good together or not. Now, one thing I can say, just to back up a little bit on the older generation that I do remember, I think we discussed this probably one time on a different podcast, is that you can have, okay, say for instance, me and my son's dad, we didn't get along, okay? But we did get along. And he was out cheating with all these other women. And he had like 5 or 6 other different children with them. They ain't my kids. I'm not acknowledging them like that. But back then, what happened, what used to happen is if he had 6 kids down the street, like my granddad, let me use my granddad for example. My granddad had 6 kids down the street by Susie. Okay, had 5 kids or 9 kids with Mary. Even though those kids they didn't know they were sisters and brothers right off the bat. But guess what happened? All them kids played together. He brought all them kids to the house with his kids. You see what I'm saying? Even though that's in their family, but them women knew, you know, so they were accepting that. Even though that's not a relationship thing, but that's now. But then just look at it like now. They did that then, but it's so hard for us now to accept that.
No, we ain't doing that. That kind of foolishness.
You know, and I'm not
saying it's
I don't think I would do. I don't think I could do that.
I don't think. Yeah, we're not built like that, like they were back then.
Nah.
They took a lot of stuff back then. Like, child, get on in here and get something to eat.
You better go home.
You know, we just not built that way. You know,
we need to sit down and talk to somebody older that was in that situation and see why. Because we never asked why they accepted it, so we don't really know why did they do it.
I would say it was a different time where, like now, you know, women have so much, and back then, the black family didn't have a whole lot. A lot of times, the man was the only one working, and if the woman worked, she worked, you know, some small job that really didn't pay a whole lot. So she may not have had the access to, you know, just up and leave with children, and then still be able to, you know, afford the lifestyle that she was, you know, kind of accustomed to living. And you know, men are gonna be men regardless. It don't matter if woman paid, if she broke, whatever. If the man that you're dealing with, if he is the kind of man, a philanderer, then he gonna go out and do his thing. And if you split the family up, you split the family up. If not, if you keep it together, then you keep it together.
And
Yeah,
just on what you just said, to piggyback that about even about the money thing and the women picking up and leaving, they probably couldn't, bro. They couldn't vote. You couldn't vote. You probably couldn't even buy no house.
Right.
true.
So that's like, yeah.
Was what they call them, homemakers.
Homemakers.
That's all they did was
home.
stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
So, where you gonna go? And most of them preach that. Where you gonna go? That was what they said back then. Where you
They ain't
gonna
had
go?
no job. They ain't had no money.
And they knew that. Sally Mae knew that, so she stayed.
Think about the scene from The Color Purple when Whoopi Goldberg was saying that she was finna leave with Mr. And he jumped up to her. He said, "Who gonna want you? You're poor. You're black. You're ugly. You're a woman." You know what I'm saying? And like those were all insults. Even the woman part, like being a woman is hard now. Like I said, the black family at that time didn't have a whole lot all together. So, and what we had been together was a sense of community. Even then, like you said, that women aren't built like that now. We've moved from a village mindset onto like an individualistic mindset. We'll sit back and say, I can do all of this by myself, and struggle with when you got a whole community around you that you can build with and try to be successful with. But we'll just say, I can do it. It's all I. It's very little we now.
Ooh, that's something to think about.
I know that's right. But you know what?
I grew up in a neighborhood where my parents could leave home, and I would I was young and I could be like, I'm at the house by myself. But little did I know that my parents have already told a couple of the neighbors that, hey, we'll be gone and we'll be leaving Kelvin by herself, so just kind of keep an eye on her. And so there were neighbors that if they were gonna leave, they'd come up there and knock on the door, ring the doorbell, and say, hey, come get in the car with me and go with me. And then it wasn't even a problem with my parents. Like by the time my parents got back, I'd be like, hey, I went to the grocery store with Mr. Thomas and Miss Thomas, and they'd be like, oh, okay. And that was the end of it.
See, that was back then when it was a village. Now the village raised you, and that was part of the village. You had the neighbors, you had the aunts. That was back then when everybody gave you a spanking.
Yes.
You had 3 or 4 spankings for that one act you did. That one piece of trouble you got into, everybody spanked you for it. I remember getting a spanking by daddy, by mama, by the auntie, and by the neighbor, just for skipping school.
Skipping school?
Yeah.
Just for being late.
Just for skipping school?
Yeah,
just for skipping school. It wasn't that big a deal.
Get up.
Everybody spanked me for that one thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, God.
Did you ever skip school again?
I didn't. But back then, but now, shoot, you let the neighbor say something to your kid.
I know that's right.
You let the say something to your kid.
You can't even say nothing to your own
kid. You can't tell the neighbor kid to get off my lawn.
That school got more
talking to my child.
So, talking about a blended family, there's no more family. You know what I'm saying? You can't even say nothing to kids no more. Kids say something to you more than you say something to them.
Yes, all day.
So,
and that's a different thing too, because then it comes to the point that, okay, this is another question there, another good comeback we can do. When the kids get to the point where you blend the relationships together, then discipline comes in. You see, when you discipline the child. Say for instance, like when my son got to the point, he started smelling all himself from his head to his toe, he wanted to start talking back. Even though that's not, it wasn't my spouse's child, but it's like, I'm like, okay, actually gonna say something? And he don't say nothing. It's like, okay, no, that ain't my son. I can't. It's like,
yep.
If your daughter was in here acting up, I would sure say something to her.
Yeah.
So I think, we got to be on the team while you ain't saying. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel different with that. How do you feel about it? Do you go and talk to your mate about it? Do you talk to your partner about it? I think it's inappropriate that these kids are doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like you said, okay, somebody need to get their tail up and go to work. Why everybody laying around here and I'm going to work? No, this ain't no strike it rich thing. You ain't hitting the lucky pot of gold over here. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes a stressor too, you know, with picking your mate. Because it's like, okay, if we gotta do all this pulling and tugging, and we gotta bring all this in, and we can't get them to contrast with these kids, that's a big thing. You know, I ain't gonna say to women, to me as a woman. That's what I gotta learn to start saying. That's a big thing to me as a woman. How we gonna blend all this stuff in if we can't even talk about all this stuff that need to be blended up together? You follow what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if y'all had, you know, issues with, you know, what communication you have with that. You know, what are your take on that? What's your takes on that?
I think it depends on the dynamics of the relationship and the dynamics of the other parent of the child. If my other two daughters, if they get out of line, the very first thing that I do is I say something to their mom. But they fathers in their life. So until they get to a certain point to where action needs to be taken care of right then, like if it was something that's life threatening or hey, you really messing up, I need to take care of it right then I'm really not gonna do anything about it because you have a mother and a father. So those are the two people that need to handle it first. And then whatever we come in agreement with out of three of us, then that's what it is. But if it's somebody that the other parent isn't there, period, and you are the acting parent, then you need to be a disciplinary.
Yeah, and I think when it came to hold on. I just want to make sure I didn't get a message about this video. I think when it came to, I think the only way that it gets off track is when you have a parent that's that doesn't communicate, that thinks they're right, and just a straight tailhole. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of issues come in at. I think I lucked up in my situation when it came to me and my husband blending our families, and then with my daughter's father and his wife, and my husband's kids and their mother. I think I lucked up on that end because they were all active. We are all active in the kids' lives, you know. So I thank God for that, because if we weren't, then I'm pretty sure, or if we were all, or some of us were like tailholes, it probably would have made it worse. So when any other kids was acting up or acting out, it was like one conversation that we had with the other parent, and it was taken care of. You know, like I didn't have to go back and forth. It wasn't no arguments between, like, I mean, come get your kid, you know. All right. If I have to keep going back and forth, I'm gonna have to lay hands. You know, like we gotta go to step 2. We gotta go to the next step. Okay. And if you're not gonna handle it, I can't fight a kid, but I can fight you. You know, we have to go to step 3. Since I'm not gonna fight your kid, I'll have to fight you. So it didn't have to go that far. It was always like good communication, or if things had to go to like the next step, it was, how about we just let the kids stay over here for a couple of days to calm down the situation here? You know, something like that. It always seemed to work out. But I'm pretty sure there are like other situations where it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? Because the other parents are different.
Yeah, they not co-parenting. Right. It does make it a lot harder.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, you got to turn into something else. You know, one of them little demons, you got to turn into another type of person. So
it shouldn't have to be that way. You know, like you said, basically, like we're talking, the communication part is the biggest part. So if any of our viewers, if you have questions that you want to put in the chat, put your questions in the chat. And like we already know, half the time we ain't gonna see all these questions because they be somebody that shared it 20 times to all these pages that we can't see. But if you on our page, share it so we can see, so we can see what the comments are that you having. And then Maze, if y'all have any questions for us, ask us. We want to know as a man or as a father, what are some of the things that fathers? What are some concerns with you kids that are with their mom but not there? What are some main concerns are made?
Right, for women. Men, our men don't talk. They don't communicate directly to them.
So what concerns that you have for fathers, for some fathers out here that may be listening, that they say it with your chest. Come on.
Them chests out.
What would make a woman not treat her man's child equal to her kids?
Mm-hmm. What you say?
What would make a woman not treat her blended child like her outside child? What will make her not treat that kid like the other kids?
Oh, that's a good question.
What was it?
What will make a woman not treat the bonus child like her own child? I think.
First of all,
I think it would be if the child has already shown her that he doesn't or she doesn't value her or accept her as his stepmother.
Yes.
That would make her back up. Mm-hmm. I can only tell you from how I would feel if being a stepmother. I was like when I met my husband, I was both our kids was 10 years old. Okay. And I struggled having children. So I only had my one girl, and he had a 10-year-old boy. He had a 21, he's 20 something now. His oldest son was probably 13, something like that. So I felt like, oh my God, I have my boy and my girl. Mm-hmm. I was so excited. So at the beginning, he rejected me because, he's still young, and he's like, where you get her ass from? Like that's how I felt. He was like, where you get her at? This is not my mama. And that's the feeling that I got from him. Mm-hmm. He didn't treat me bad. He just had this standoffish, type of thing. And he wasn't disrespectful, never disrespectful out of his mouth or anything, but I could just tell he was like, okay.
He was watching you.
And he had whatever attitude. So I was like, okay, I see. But his father was into me, we got married within 4 months, and he was feeling that, and
like he sneezed.
he was not feeling that. And it was like, woo. So it caused me to kind of like back up a little bit because he was rejecting me. So although I couldn't treat him like I treated my daughter, but I cooked for him the same, I cleaned for him the same, I raised him the same, but I just couldn't show him the same type of love, you know what I'm saying? Because he was rejected. So that would be my answer to that.
I'm gonna let you go. That face you made. What the face you made?
I want to know. I want to know what kind of green bean casserole or meatloaf is you cooking to make somebody marry you in 4 months?
It wasn't a cooking problem.
I never showed. Don't tell her stuff. That's another show. Your face was like.
Yeah, it's usually not the breakfast in the morning that makes somebody go that fast. Like I'm gonna go ahead and marry her. Like y'all been together 4 months, right?
But You know what? That still ties into what we said for to be continued, because we said what I mean when you know a person is the right person for you. You know what I'm saying? That's still in our topic. You know what I'm saying? So how long? But we ask this question. Let's spike it up a minute. Then I'm gonna give my response to what she said. How long you think you're supposed to wait to date somebody? Or how long you think is a long enough time to marry somebody? How long you need to get to know somebody to marry somebody?
Me myself, I try to see a person in all of their ups, their downs, how they move. I try to see them go through different stages in their life. I need to see how you react to adversity. I need to see how you react when you're happy, what turns you on, what don't turn you on, what makes you move, what, things like that. And some people can see that a whole lot faster than other people. For me, I'm a little bit slower. So it'll take me a little while. And I won't give it a time frame. I'll just say that if all the moons align and the stars start shining and all that stuff, then we'll go make it happen. But other than that, it'll be a while. I need at least see you for about at least a year. Me.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Roger?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Nope. I really don't. I really can't. I can't put a time frame on it because I've never. When people talk about, I got a few married friends, and I always ask them, "What made you want to go ahead and ask the question?" I'm going to ask the guy, he's like, "Because I love her, and she's the star in my eye." And
I said that.
Huh?
Who said that?
Man. But I just like, and how he was just like when all the moons aligned and all that. Like I don't think like that. I'm a very logical thinker, and I've contemplated popping the question twice. Me and a woman that I'm with now, we've been together 6 years. I've only thought about it twice. And just as quick as it came, it's just how fast it went. So I really won't. I don't know if the logic behind it is throwing me back, because it'll be like the very first time, and this may be off subject, but it's just how I think. One of the times when I thought about it, it was because I think I fooled around and I saw her paycheck stub, and I was like, "This how much she paying for? This how much she paying for insurance?" Because this is when I had left Domino's and tried to do my own thing, so she put me on her insurance, and I was like, "Oh, she must really care about me enough to pay this amount of money to make sure that I'm healthy." So that means logically that she loves me in order for my well-being. So, oh yeah, she the one. I'm finna go on pop that question. I'm gonna make it epic too. And then like 2 weeks later,
you saw her eating toast, and you were like,
"Nah, I
can't do this."
And it's crazy how all this go together. I think like 2 or 3 weeks later, it was my oldest daughter's prom, and my old lady, she a photographer, and I asked her to do the pictures for the prom, and she sent me an invoice. And when she sent me the invoice, I wasn't thinking about marrying her no more. So I really can't tell you how long. I don't know.
So your mind just changed like that?
Yeah, because it wasn't logical anymore. It was logic that you thought about my well-being, but my well-being is also my daughter, and you gonna charge me to do my daughter photo shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it wouldn't make the money. Maybe it was just to get the income looking like it was coming into the business.
Right.
No.
The communication.
You don't want me to win, dude.
You said, yeah, but wow. Okay. So I guess we cleared that face up. I'm gonna make a face on what I'm gonna say. Okay, you said the question you asked us is what would make a woman not treat your child, their child, like our own child. Like
Mhm.
ShaKeya said, it's how the child interacts with you. Okay, prime example. I had one son. Okay, when I got married. Okay, when my husband got married, he had two kids. He had a daughter and a son, but they still had two. They were by two different women. So I didn't see anything different with it. But what I can say is that what would make, and I'm gonna say this as adult as I can. Honestly, what would make another woman not treat their child the same is that other woman.
That is a good one.
The other one,
Absolutely.
yes. Because if you got something against me already and we can't get along already, and your child is over here, I'm not going to treat the child mean. I'm not going to do a whole lot of stuff. But guess what I'm not going to do?
Not gonna go above and beyond.
Okay, I'm going to say this and I'm going to pray. Lord help me. I went to church today. Okay.
Yes, Jesus.
But if money already coming out of my house to help take care of what's going on with your child anyway, and you can't respect me enough to know that some of what my help is helping you on your side of your house, and you got some kind of way with me when your child come, I don't mean no harm. All they gonna get is what their dad again now.
That's it.
When you put it like that, that's respectful.
You know, I'm being respectful because that's the thing. Like ShaKeya said, if the two parents can't get along right now, come on now, it ain't about you no more. The relationship is all over. Now the relationship is gonna be about me and my new man. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to blend our stuff in. But guess what?
That's you and that's her kid.
That's your children. You know what I'm saying? But I got in order for our new thing to work.
TeNecia ruthless out here. She said that's your kid.
I think to work, but the thing got to happen. All of us got to work together. Like you said, we all have to work together. You know, I ain't being mean. I'm just telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? This is what the other girl might not say.
Now you being mean, and you just wasted the resurrection for the day.
After Jesus rose up, you
But you know what? Honestly, for real. And I'm not saying that just because of my situation. I'm saying that to be honest, for real. And a man would be the same way. Men would be the same way. Okay, well, since the dad so also active and got so much to say all the time, let me come over here. You
right.
come on over here.
You're right. Men are quicker to say that than the woman.
You know, come on over here. Yeah. You need a haircut? Where daddy at? Let him come get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna treat me some kind of way, and I'm over here with your son, I'm doing for your son, and it's not even your baby mama no more. You out the picture. It ain't no such thing as a baby mama. Oh, my baby mama. Not your baby's a mother. It's no more baby's mother. This is your son. Discontinue the mama. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is, I'm gonna tell you, this is me. And I think the older I get, and when I get out of these situations, I can talk about it. But my dad would have said this when I was still in there. But like I said, it didn't come out. So what happens is you can be honest with it. Most women ain't gonna say this. But some of them up here shaking their head. The ones they don't want us to know be y'all on our live, but we know y'all up here.
We know they watching.
They up here saying, she right. The reason why some of the kids don't get treated a certain way is because of the mama. And then look at it as a man. Now check this out. Now if you got more than one baby mama, or if you know somebody got more than one baby mama, watch how they act with your new girl or with your wife or whatever. See how they act. Now that she came in the picture with your daughter, then when you had nobody in the picture. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm trying to say right there? So it's a difference then.
Yeah.
They know how they are. They're gonna help you with your daughter or help you with your son, help you do things right. And I'm coming to you telling you, okay, it's not the problem with me, because when them kids go home, they're gonna tell their mom and daddy everything that went on. You think they ain't? Tell me.
And all she's gonna say is, that's okay. She just got my leftovers.
Yeah. But then after in reality, when she dropped that child back off, she gonna get up in your face. and tell you what you is and what you ain't gonna do in your house. You need to keep your child at home. Understand? This my house. Or this our house. You know.
Now the issue with me, the problem with me is if there's a three-way problem going on, I have no problem with making all three parties sit down and discuss that face to face. And that way, anybody got a problem, if you feel like you can jump up and beat them, go ahead, jump up and start swinging. But at the end of the day, we're gonna get this thing ironed out. You know, because a lot of times it be one person in the middle, one person on the left, or one person on the right. And so the person on the right is talking to the person in the middle, and the person in the middle talks to the person on the left. Person on the left talks to the person in the middle. Instead of all three people coming down and sit down together like, you know, mature adults. Okay. We're all doing kind of a back and forth between people like we're in middle school or something.
That's it.
So I'd be like, look, we all finna sit down. Even if I got a trick, you'd be like, hey, meet me for lunch. And when you walk through the door, you see us sitting there like, yeah, come on in here, sit down. We got something for you.
Mm-hmm. That's how I go. That's how I go. But that's to me. Other than that, I'm gonna treat none of the kids different. You know what I'm saying? But as women, you know, because we're talking with women up here. Women, if you have kids that's by another man or whatever like that, and you got your kids going over there, don't disrespect that lady. You got to come together with her, just find a common ground, right? Because you have your children over there. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with men. If you can't treat the other man some kind of way when this man that got your child over there at his house, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that way, but then 9 times out of 10 it is. That's why we discussing it now. You know, on what we've done. We can't speak for the whole species of women. Right. All of them different. Mm-hmm. Everybody's situation is different, just like every man's situation is different. You know, so that's how, you know, I don't treat them no different. I buy my kids something, I buy their kids something. And it's not like their kids, I buy our kids something together. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying I spend more on his children than I would on my own, because I have to take care of my own. That other child has 3 parents: the mom, the dad, and the bonus parent. Right. When your children may just have 2. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I don't have a third wheel in here to give me some extra stuff. Right. You know, and then those kids that don't have 3, like my son, he just had his mom and dad. They say, okay, well, this is what I got. The other child may have, my other son, he had his dad, his mom and dad. He had a whole lot of support on one side, when one child may just have one group of support, which are 2 people. You know what I'm saying? So when yeah, mm-hmm. He had a whole big for birthday party, got all this, and then the other child, they lacking. You know, for a better say, they are, because they don't get the same thing. But the one that's not in the household, it seems like they get less, but they actually get more. So, you know, it's just different. You know, it's a different topic to talk about. And I wish somebody on chat would say something. I know y'all know something. I had a question. What we do got to take in consideration is it is Easter. Oh, it People is. Are having dinner, running out looking for eggs and stuff like that. You know, with their little children. So we do got to take that. We do got to take that. They somewhere being greedy. Well, I'm not gonna say that. They're somewhere having family time, and we are on live. So you know, they're gonna check us out later. So we all can be considered. Wasn't that nice of me? They're like these cornballs up here. Tell me y'all saying y'all call us a cornball. Oh, so I do want to say like, we ain't doing this no more. Happy Easter to everyone. Y'all not gonna hang out with us no more on a Sunday. Are they frozen? They doing a mannequin? What y'all looking at?
I was trying to see the what Judy C. Benton was saying, talking about the disrespect.
Oh, y'all have it going. Oh, you guys are live on your thing with this.
No, we watching. Oh, we got it on the
page.
Yeah, we watching the comments as well.
Anybody saying anything on your page?
No, we watching us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We just want to see was anybody saying anything. Read back what they saying so we can, chime in on what the information they're talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, that was good. This was good on blended families. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a be continue on this one because we do gotta remember that today. So a lot of people might be doing some stuff, especially the people that normally come on with us on Sundays. They probably busy doing their family thing. So
but that's okay. It's still have a good conversation anyway.
They're gonna come back and look at it later, probably.
We worry about that. Y'all, they'll catch it. They'll catch us on YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. They'll come back and look at it later. So they'll see it. But it was good.
Yeah, it was. It was a good conversation. It's good hanging out with y'all. What y'all drank today?
For sure. Well, we was drinking light on the podcast today because we actually did a brunch at my house, and we've been on them endless mimosas at the crib. So that's why we had one glass and some water to make sure we was coherent.
Okay, so what we did was I'm getting into winery. So what I bought, we went to the winery. It's called, what's that? TeNecia, like principal, whatever. I don't know if you can say this. What is the thing?
Yeah.
Fitters.
Yeah, it's just from the winery.
We went to the winery and got some last one. And so I'm getting into those, the spirits and wines and stuff, which is real good. I don't drink, but it's good just to relax with that. But
I have never seen it. Was the bottle blue or was the wine blue?
The wine.
Really? Hold it up again. He didn't see it.
He said, "Hold it up."
We love wine.
Let me see. Can you see it? This is a sweet wine, and I do sweet wines. I can't drink. I don't like dry wines. Can you see it?
Okay.
I'm a fruit wine guy myself. I like to drink strawberry, peach, apple, muscadine, things of that nature. You don't have to give me no high class sangria or ODU Fronte or whatever everybody else be drinking. Just give me something like that's peach. I'm good.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Something sweet. Yep. So, did y'all have any more for us, or something good that we can talk about next time? Y'all want to come back up here with us? Y'all think we too boring?
No, I love to come back home.
Yeah, for sure.
It wasn't boring. I think you think we boring. Do we? But we don't even know y'all be on y'all podcast for like 3 or 4 hours. I was like, oh,
that was just everybody talking about that podcast. That was just the last one. The last one just ended up going over like that.
Yeah, it was just so the flow of the conversation was so good that it just
need to be invited up there then. We need
absolutely
to be a conversation and we just chime in and y'all just talking, we just chime in.
Yeah.
And along with the conversation.
That's been good. Y'all must have had a lot of interaction from everybody.
It was. They had a whole lot of interaction.
See, that is.
I wouldn't shoot.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw part 2 of it. Well, another guy came on and he was talking and slightly off camera, Roderick was over on the side taking a nap.
Okay, I was in the camera.
Not a whole nap off camera.
On camera during the podcast.
Sure.
How you gonna host a podcast sleep?
I was drunk. I wonder what I could do.
Who does that though? Who does that?
He does.
And you know what they did? They just kept right on. Like I wasn't sitting there sleeping. They just he sleep and we just keep on talking.
But you know what's major though? To end our show, TeNecia was filling me in on what you guys do. Yes. So
we want to
go ahead and let the people know. Because one thing about it is, I remember back in the days when I used to work at 7-Eleven, and the manager there used to say, I'm not gonna put her name out because she's somewhat crazy. She might be like, she might try to find me and be like, I know you are talking about me. And ain't but 2 7-Elevens there. So she's going automatically know I'm talking about her. But when she first franchised her 7-Eleven, and she was like, "You better get on board, ShaKeya. You better get on board." And I was like, "Oh, for one, I'm so lazy. I don't like doing the legwork to nothing." Okay, so anything I'm going to do, I'm gonna have to, get her to do the legwork, and then get started from there. But there's so many people out here that probably don't know how to get started. So one of you guys own your Domino's. So how we get started with that? How would they know how to do that? Oh my God, that's major to me. Because when she told me that, I was like, what?
Franchising of Domino's is actually pretty hard. You actually have to be an employee of Domino's for at least a year. Your OER, which your operations evaluation report, has to be at least 4 stars consecutively 3 times. And you could then either purchase, if your manager, your general manager, you purchase 1 store. If you're a supervisor of multiple stores, then you can buy a package deal where you can buy up to 4 stores. But in order to do it, you actually have to be an employee first.
Okay. That's good, because you know what? In business, I shot out on my post, but I was talking about, getting together and networking with one another, and how we were networking together and had our chat. It's good to know that you can go above what you're doing. And a lot of people don't believe that it's something better than this, you know what I'm saying, than what they're doing. So they keep doing the same thing. But that is awesome. That was really, really awesome for you to even say that you have a franchise. You don't hear too many African American men, saying they have a franchise. I mean, got a franchise, but they got a franchise and they moving forward. They're building wealth for their families, and that's a good thing. That's like with May. Me and May I don't even know how we became Facebook friends. I think probably through a mutual friend on Facebook. But he does things with, y'all know this, May. I ain't gonna need say it. Go, what you do, man?
Some days is what I don't do. I operate a company called Sable Global Logistics, and it started out as a trucking company, and I started having some issues out of my back, so I stepped away from the road, and I made some other investments, and now I have a aquatic rental company. It's the same company, but I rent out boats for people, take them on fishing tours, things of that nature. I also operate another company called Pangea Farming and Agriculture. And basically, I had been learning so much about basically gardening and stuff like that, that I wanted to start teaching other people what I had been learning. And so every chance I get, I'm trying to teach somebody how to grow something, how to start seeds, how to make fertilizer, just how to compost, things, all of that nature.
Yeah. And see, that's good, because it's good that we can be able to push each other forward. Me and ShaKeya push each other. You two push each other. We up here network. We pushing one another. We in different states, but we out here letting each other know what we can do. We uplifting you all as a man. My thing now, I think my whole persona, as all this pandemic and all this stuff that be going online, is to love on our Black kings, love on our Black queens. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let each other know. We gotta stop turning each other down. We gotta lift each other up. I don't know everything. Maybe I can get some help from somebody else. We talked about Justin last week. I may not get it from my neighbor, but that's okay. Guess what? These jokers, these kings, all the way in Alabama. Guess what? And we getting it on. You see what I'm saying? So I know that Maze was talking about the logistic part, but we had an interesting conversation, because y'all know I'm into farming. I'm getting into farming. That's why I'm doing these wines. And then my son want to do a winery. We want to have a wine farm one day. And I'm into, this farming stuff. And it's interesting to me. But it goes further back than just what we're talking about right now, on another level, just a personal level between all of us. Same thing with Roderick. When he's doing his business, that's good, because a lot of people I'm not gonna say they don't know what to do, but they just think that that's not for me. You don't know what's for you until you try it. You know, you gotta get out there and try it. It's more than life than just doing the same thing over and over and over again. You know, it is more than just everything over and over again. It was something else that y'all had that you showed us in the shirt. You got a copy of your shirts with you?
Oh yeah.
You do?
And what about the one you got on?
Look at this, guys. Look at this.
Oh, they are nice.
That's the women's hoodie.
Let me see if I take this off. Hold on, let me see something. You got the you got the men's shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the men's.
So that's the t-shirt one. That's one.
I'm gonna show y'all the picture of how they look in this. That looks so good. Let me see, can I find it up here? I call myself trying to be a creator. Let me see how it's gonna work. And he's gonna show y'all how to order these. These are so nice. You got it. Let me see. Let me show them how it looks. What it looks like. See that?
Oh yeah, he be doing his thing with this, don't
he? He doing his thing. Y'all talking about y'all think that look good. That looks good.
He swear he a supermodel now.
See that he got on Kings. Y'all want to get y'all with that like that? You need to check
like
it out.
Outfit.
Ever since
that just ain't look good.
Look, ever since them pics came out, you'll catch him somewhere thinking he on the runway.
What you say, Kelvin?
I said, ever since them pics came out of him doing that, you catch him all the time strutting like he on the runway.
I'm definitely getting one, a whole set.
Yes, I want a whole set too.
I'm gonna see that one. Yeah, send me that address. I got y'all.
Okay. So what we want y'all to do, women, queens, you out here, you want your king to look good, you need to get up with Roderick. Okay. Roderick gonna put
outfit. Yes.
Roderick in the comment section, put your information in the comment section so they'll know how to get in touch with you with this so they can get them instead. We're gonna post
what happened? Whole chat. We can't see
no, he got ready.
And we want to see all the comments and we can
he got ready to type his information in on my phone. And I'm in Facebook jail. So and I stay in Facebook jail. So that's why I had to stop him like, you can't do it from there because I'm in Facebook jail. That's why we bust out laugh.
Oh my God, they didn't put you in Facebook jail.
Yeah.
They put Kelvin in Facebook jail.
My I spend more time. I spend more time in 30-day Facebook jail than I do actually being online.
I bet.
Oh my goodness.
What gets you in Facebook jail? Like something you like political or just something that you it don't have to be political, or maybe it's like curse words or what?
No, so probably the past 5 times I've been in Facebook jail, it has just been regular conversations with my partners. And I just be like, you need to shut up with your little ugly self. And I get a notice like, hey, that's bullying. You know, I tell somebody like, man, you'll make me come over there and beat you up or something like that. And you know, they telling me that I'm promoting violence on Facebook. And I just laugh because I know that I'm talking to a friend of mine.
Facebook is petty. Oh my God.
That's why we so careful what we try to say up here. So they have blocked us so many times. We got stuff cut off and we can't get this music right and we can't tag somebody. I was like, tag. Oh, I can see people have a whole church service up here and talk about 50 different guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, and now cut them off. That's a religious thing. You know, they get up here and talk about the president and what they're gonna do. They don't cut them off. They got all of the
Wow, that's crazy.
It is. I think they got their pics. We all got a Facebook host. I think it's by alphabet. So if you're knowing A through whatever, these people monitor your Facebook page. You know, I don't know. Let me shut up so they can cut my stuff off.
All I'm saying is bring MySpace back. You can do what you wanted to on MySpace.
You're right. You're right. Lord.
I'm about to go over to Twitter when you
Yeah,
walk back.
Wow. But that's how it be sometimes. But you know what? That's all right. Like I said, we want you to put your information in the chat so people can find out, how to order this from you. May, when you get your farm and stuff going on and get that poop we were talking about, you need to put that on in the chat too.
For sure.
Rabbit poop.
Rabbit poop?
Yeah.
I'm missing something.
No, this is a conversation that we had. What we were talking about is that different ways you can make fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And one of the girls up here
that's
from
what's
Tennessee.
Up. Yeah.
Monica from Tennessee, she did rabbits, and her rabbits did a lot of pooping, and they make good fertilizer. They make your stuff grow, your farming stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So whatever stuff you got going on, maybe
put it on your lawn too, can't you? Make your lawn on your lawn.
On your flowers and your food too. You put it on your food too. Okay. So we want everybody, like I said, queens. You got a king out there. Get him one of these suits, girl. He gonna look good. I know he gonna look good. So long as you
don't just buy it for him. Just treat them like love too. You can buy it, throw it from her. I got you something.
Yep, and that queen's gonna look good too. You're gonna be snatched up with that queen's on. They kind of jogging suits for the girls too. They got jogging pants for them too.
No. Just the hoodies and the V-neck t-shirts. I hadn't found a bottom product to where a guy selling it to a woman. I didn't want to seem provocative, so I just didn't do a bottom.
He's such a young guy, because I'd be like, booty, rocking everywhere.
I was getting ready to dance. I don't get ready to do my dance. That used to be my song.
Oh, no, wait. Don't make me crank the beat up now, because I can do it.
Crank the beat out. We're going to take that on out. Go ahead.
Let me see.
Wait, man, I don't see no dancing.
I'm waiting for you to start the song. You started singing the song.
I'm waiting for them to let it play.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm old school. I started beating on the table.
No, you know what? I ain't gonna trust that because I gotta put it out there. We don't own no rights to this music and cut the whole lab off.
All right.
Nope. We ain't trusting that this time. Facebook, we gonna pay attention. We gonna follow y'all rules.
Y'all gonna be in jail right with him.
Right. We'll say that for another time. But
as long as I get a cap package, I'm happy. I do my 30.
Oh my God, 30 days. It's 30 days in Facebook jail.
Yeah, every time I go to jail now, it's 30 days.
What?
So you can't log on Facebook at all, or you just can't post nothing at all?
I can't post, like, comment, none of that stuff. But I can scroll all day.
Facebook not even that. Facebook don't even
everybody's talking about though, but you can't say nothing. Wow. Wow.
Well, anyway.
We really appreciate you all having us home.
We appreciate y'all coming on.
Yes, we do.
Keeping us company on this Resurrection Sunday.
On this Easter Sunday.
On this Easter Sunday.
Yes,
we do. We're gonna close out with some of the different dialects from northern and southern.
Yeah. No, this is the story. Did TeNecia tell you the story?
What story?
Look.
This is how we're gonna close with this. This is how this conversation got started.
Lord.
We was looking for we went to brunch yesterday, right?
Yes.
So on the way to brunch, before we went, I was looking up a new place for us to go to. Mm-hmm. So when I got in the truck, I said, TeNecia, look at this place, see if you like this food. So she had already went there, right? So we was I said, yeah, I was looking at one of the reviews, and the lady said you should dip your hot sauce in your syrup, right?
Y'all heard that? What y'all think she said? Say it again. Listen real good.
Right, in your syrup, right? I said, the lady said it'll taste good if you dip your hot sauce in your syrup, right? So she was like,
no, say it fast.
In your syrup. In your syrup. So she was like, okay. And I said, yeah. So she said, well, why would they do that? I said, huh? She said, why would they do that? That's nasty. I said, you know what? I never tried before myself, but I said, but you know, they put that on their chicken all the time anyway. She said, but why would they dip their chicken in their cereal? I said, what? She said, why would they dip their chicken in their cereal? I said, and their cereal? Where you get cereal from? She said, that's what you said, Kia. So she be having you, and she be so serious, she be having you question yourself. So I was like, did I say cereal? Did I say cereal?
Her diction, and she's an English teacher, and this is what gets me. She's so darn proper. It's like, okay, we get some coffee. It's like, girl, get some coffee. Get some coffee. It's like, okay, it's not coffee. I mean, she's like, oh, like you coughing? That's what she wanted to drink. So, coffee, not coffee.
Just because she said coffee.
I don't say coffee. I said coffee. Coffee.
It's coffee. So she said, okay. Now the thing is, I've been here for over 20 years. So my New York accent is not like the New Yorkers speak. I have a mixture of my New York accent mixed in with my Virginian, my local English, you know what I'm saying? So it's still a mixture. So some of my words are still going to be more of the northern accent than the southern accent for some of them, like sauce. I still say sauce rather than sauce. It's sauce. No, some people still say sauce.
It's sauce.
It's not sauce. It's sauce.
It's sauce.
It's sauce.
It's sauce. So we went to the store. So when we got there, I asked the guy. I said,
to the show.
When we went to the restaurant, I asked the guy. I said, "How do you say dog?" Okay. So even when he said dog, his dog, he's from New Jersey, but he's been in Virginia less time than I have. So his dog is still more northern than my dog, but it's not as southern as her dog.
It's a dog.
Yeah. So she has more of a O than a A. AW. We have an AW than an O. And that's all it is.
AW, but dog spelled DOG.
But it's just
this is what Kia said. Give the letters their respect.
You have to get some letters you guys don't give the respect to. That's all it is. You just totally you just don't even recognize that the letter is there. And then some letters you draw it out too long. That's all it is.
And for y'all that's trying to figure out what in the world we talking about, this is a conversation we had because they're Southern. They are in Alabama, so they're gonna be more Southern than we are. And I only thing is because I have a hearing defect. I said, Lord, I hope I can understand. If they're Southern enough, I won't be thinking that what they're saying is not what they're saying. So basically, this is an inside joke for all of this.
But they did teach us something. Y'all told us what word you told us yesterday. That you guys say it with an A, and I still can't say it with an A.
Was it dog?
No, it was. Was it word?
Word. Huh? And you said so fast.
Word.
So they say the word with an A, like ward, like word up, warder. See, I still can't.
Is that what you're saying? Word or ward?
Word.
Use it in a sentence.
Word is the word.
What's our vocabulary word for the day?
The word for the day. The word for the day.
So what's one word that people say, gosh, y'all are very country? Or y'all
the same thing that she been saying the whole thing, y'all.
Oh, y'all. Okay.
Y'all.
Okay.
Like y'all. We say y'all too. But you know what, y'all? On that note, y'all got anything else y'all want to say?
That's it.
That joker said you said cereal. Oh, that blew me. That took me.
I thought you did because you were talking about breakfast food. I was like, why would somebody put some chicken in there?
It was chicken and waffles. I said they said cereal.
Syrup.
I bet you was so confused.
Chicken
in their cereal.
But it was funny. You had to be there to hear. You had to be there for us to get the whole conversation. But for those that know me and know I can't hear that well, I know y'all dying. You know, like, I thought she said. But we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We want to thank our king for coming us up here with us, accepting that and go today.
We thank you guys for having us.
Yes.
Thank y'all so much.
This is not going to be the last time come up here with us. We come through the week because we got some good tips on yesterday. We met some more people out New Jersey, but it's so we got some good tips on new ways that we can bring some new not only entertainment but new topics to the podcast that we're going to be interacting with y'all with. And as well, I do want to shout out the people that's coming up here for next week. Oh, I did want to shout out your daughter.
Oh, Snoop. Snoop. Her that's her nickname. Her real name is LeVay. It's spelled love with an accent over the E.
I'm sorry. Say it again. I cut across
you. Her Snoop is her nickname. Her real name is LeVay. It's spelled love with an accent over the E.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Hey. Her birthday, I don't know what day it was, but he's been posting pictures since Friday. I said, wait a minute. I saw the post on my page all the whole timeline. But when she was born I don't even think he ain't got them when she turned 16 yet. I ain't seen if you post that. So I said, oh my goodness, happy birthday to you, Queen, young Queen. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
And Kevin Mays, I don't know if you got a birthday shout out to anybody or any anniversary or whatever, but we ain't seen that. They must have locked you up last week sometime.
He can't. He got a couple more days left, he said.
Oh,
I got about 8-9 days left before I come back. And of course I always make a big splash when I come back, and then I'll be gone again.
I know.
Well, you know what? Go ahead and get your one post up here now while maybe you can say something. What you been doing today?
Listen, I'm a repeat offender. I already know what time it is when I get back. I already know I'm going back.
I know you've been dying to say something. But when you come back up here, you know how to act next time. But you know what, guys? Like I said, we want to thank everybody for coming up here. The rest of the day is almost gone. And so we want to wish everybody a happy and safe holiday today. If any kids are on spring break, we wish you all have a happy and
spring
break. If you're going back to school, if your children are going back to school, we want to give y'all clarity because I know y'all about ready for them to go back. But for those that are taking a break with their kids, we want to wish you all a happy and safe holiday. And for blended families, I want to leave y'all with this. Oh, before I leave y'all with this, I keep saying that. Join us next Sunday. We have a host coming up here with us. His name is Wiggins. Man, my man's split. Reggie Wiggins. I'll be up here next Sunday, and he's talking about when the infatuation is over, when the honeymoon is ended.
When the honeymoon is over.
When the honeymoon is over, we're going to find out what he's talking about. So this for the married people, and not only for the married people, for for relationship people too.
You don't need no some warm baby boy. Kick it right back on.
What you say?
I say when the infatuation over, you don't need no some warm baby boy. It'll crank it right back up.
That's right. That's a good one. He said you don't need nothing but some baby oil. That's it. Warm it up.
For to bring the honeymoon back.
That's it.
You said to bring it back.
That's how you get married in 4 months, bring that baby oil out.
So we had a wrong time for y'all today. See, we're gonna get y'all. We're gonna get y'all. We can be the last. We got you got that God shirt on, right? You got the right one.
Oh, boy.
I see you.
So that's how we get them fired up. We get them that right topic. Huh?
That's right. Okay, so we want to see y'all next Sunday. Like I said, we want to wish everybody a happy holiday. And not only that, our take for the week would be this. If you have blended families, try to do whatever you can to make your family work. If you realize and know it's not working, you have to take enough initiative and responsibility, not only to you, but your family and to that child to say, this is not working. Okay? But I'm not telling nobody how to run their house or what to do. But do what's best for you, your child, and everybody involved. All right.
And then keep everybody else out of it.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Keep everybody else out of it. All the other stuff is hearsay. Y'all agree with that?
For sure. Yep.
All right. Peace out, guys.
All right.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Oh.
We just end the broadcast.